So we'll record. Okay.
Here we
So
go.
guys, I'm so excited that we're gonna do a team training with Hope Weston, Double Diamond, and I have some questions, and I also wanted you to just kind of tell me and us your story, where it started, and kind of where you're at now and where you're going.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hope Weston, and I'm a double diamond. And I started my business in September of 2015. Basically, like, not to like tell you my whole life story, but I'm the oldest of four kids, and I'm from a very, very small town in Northern California. And basically, just like, it was never easy growing up. It would have cost more for my mom to put the four of us in daycare than she would have even made like at like a teaching job, and so she stayed home, and so things were always really tight. Like I said, I was the oldest, so I basically, like, as soon as I turned 15 and a half and they let me get a worker's permit, like, I got like a job. So I worked at In-N-Out Burger, which is a fast food place that we have out here, and then I had like a ton of different jobs. So like, I worked at In-N-Out, I was a front desk clerk. I'm trying to think. I worked in restaurants, and then I got this job at like a local grocery store. And so the other part of my story is that I actually started dating my husband when we were 16. So I've been with my husband for it was 7 years in March. I've known him for 10 in August, and he's just absolutely my best friend, love of my life. And so we found ourselves, I was 21 years old. I was working at a bar, and I was working at a grocery store. So I was pulling between 50 and 70 hours a week. Like, it really just depended on the week. And then I was also in school, had no idea what I wanted to do. I was just kind of going through the motions. I knew I was like supposed to go to school, and so I was like doing school, but I changed my major like 7 times. And I was at community college, and so they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then we got engaged in 2014, and we had finally set like a date. And so the date of our wedding was March 2016. And so here we are, like, end of August of 2015. And like, first of all, I'm just like a zombie. Like, those of you who like have worked like 2 jobs or like doubles or you know what I mean? Like, you're just so freaking drained. And then I was also trying to like get through school, and I was always a really good student, but I was literally failing my classes because, first of all, I didn't care because I wasn't taking anything that I was interested in. I was just like taking classes because I thought it's what I was supposed to do. And then the other part of it was legitimately just like, I was just completely overworked. And then I was also planning our wedding. And anyone who's ever planned a wedding or knows someone who's planned a wedding knows that they're freaking expensive. And so like, I'm stressed, I'm broke, I'm tired, and I'm like trying to plan like the best day of my life, right? And so basically, like, one of those posts that like I would never tell my team to post, that was literally just like it was like a purple background with white writing that was like, looking for college students who want to make $500 a month, like, from their phone. Like, I would not, like, it's like, it was an awful post, but I was like, I need to make $500 a month. And so it ended up actually being a friend from high school who, we weren't like super close. We had kind of like separated, and then ended up being social media friends again. And so I messaged her, and she was pregnant with her first baby. Her husband is a Marine. And so she kind of just, to be honest, she'd only been in the business for like a week and a half. So she kind of word vomited on me about like commissions and like, she sent me a thing that was like this long, and I was just kind of like, okay. Like, I just needed the money so badly. Like, I wasn't even as skeptical as I should have been. Like, I definitely should have like asked more questions and been more like concerned, but I just like didn't, because I was like, dude, if I can make $300 extra a month, like, I didn't even tell y'all, like, we were sharing a car, we were borrowing toilet paper from my parents to make it till payday. Like, we were going over to dinner to his parents, to my parents a few times a week, just so we didn't have to buy that much food. Like, 23 cents in our bank account after we paid rent. Like, it was bad. And so I just kind of went for it. And like, I didn't have it. I had a credit card is what I had. And I already had credit card debt, and I knew that like I shouldn't, but I was like, And so I actually posted about the wraps before I even joined. And just to like, and I do not recommend that you tell anyone to do that, because if they don't get any responses, they're gonna like get upset. But like I posted about the wraps just to like see if anyone would be interested. And I actually pre-sold 3 of my 4 wraps in my starter kit just from posting a couple of times. And so it was kind of at that point that I was like, damn, okay, like if people really want these wraps, then like I can sling some wraps to make this thing happen. And so I bought my starter kit. I jumped in full force. I just destroyed my Facebook market, because I think I messaged every single person on my Facebook like within like 2 hours, because I only had like 300 friends. And it was like the worst message. It was like, hi, I just started a business, but it works global and blah, blah. Like it was so, guys, it was so bad. And I hope that you're taking this story to just show that like this business is so forgiving. You could send 500 people a terrible message and still come out of it on the other side. Okay. It's going to be fine. But I did, I took a leap. A few weeks later, I signed up my husband to be, I was like, surprise, you're a Networks distributor too. Congratulations. He was like, what? You just spent another $100? I was like, it's fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm literally gonna make us so much money. Like, I just caught the vision so fast, guys. And I was just so excited about it that even when people were telling me no, like, I feel like we all make that list of people when we get started that we're like, yeah, like these 5 people will definitely join my business, or they'll definitely order from me. Every single one of the people on my personal list straight up said no. I had this friend since high school. I was like, she's going to do it. She's going to join my team. She's going to be my executive when I go Ruby, like all this. And she straight up was like, Hope, I will never do that. And I was like, crap, like, dang it. And so I only had like 50 followers on Instagram. And like I said, only like 300 friends on Facebook. I'm from a super small town. And so I just started adding my heart out, honestly. Like I just added as much as I could, as much as I could. I got blocked from adding on Facebook all the time. Like Facebook would be like, you're adding too fast. I'd be like, I don't care. Like I need more people to talk to. And so I didn't sign my first distributor. What'd you say?
This is still in the beginning too?
Yeah,
so
this is like my first 2 months. Yeah. So I didn't sign my first distributor until the end of October. So it was like a good 2 months when I signed up my first distributor. And then it was another 2 months until I signed another one. So like, I'm sure y'all see me like signing distributors and you're like, how do you? I did not in the beginning. My first 6 months, I signed 3 distributors, like for real though, guys. So, and then my distributors were signing distributors and we were kind of getting some momentum. And so I ended up going Ruby in February, and then March I got married and I actually ended up going Emerald. It was not easy. I had to work literally like through my wedding. There's pictures of me getting laced up in my wedding dress, like on my phone. Like I'm pretty sure I was signing a hair, skin, nails customer, like literally in my wedding dress before I walked down the aisle. And, you know, sometimes, and then I was working on my honeymoon, and then so I got married March 20th. And so then y'all know the 25th, like all the orders go through. And so on the 25th, when all the orders went through, I was like 800 volume from Emerald, and there was a $2,000 Emerald bonus at the time. So my double diamond called me on my honeymoon and was like, dude, you're like 800 volume from like a $2,000 bonus. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I like called in the Calvary people. I got messages from people literally like berating me for working on my honeymoon. They were like, why are you working? Why aren't you enjoying your? I was like, do you have a $2,000 bonus on the line? Like I knew that Emerald and that bonus was going to literally change my life and my husband's life. My new, you know, I was married. I was elated. We were in Hawaii, and like I just looked at our future and I thought, like, if I can make an extra $800 a month, like, first of all, that's 3 times more than I even wanted to make when I started this business. And like, it would just mean everything. And so I did it, y'all. I earned a bonus while I was laying on the beach, like on my honeymoon. It was amazing. And then I went through the mud. I don't really know any other way to explain it. I literally, I was an angry leader. I was in management mode. I was more concerned with what my team was doing than what I was doing. I stopped adding on a daily basis. I wasn't messaging on a daily basis. And I really, like I said, I just kind of got angry. I got angry with my people. Instead of just loving my people where they were, I got kind of, like aggressive. Like my red turned into like a very not good red, where I was just like, well, if she doesn't want it, then screw her. And so most of my team quit. And for a long time, I didn't talk about this, but I actually dropped all the way back down to executive in October of 2016. So during this time, you know, if any of you have promoted, then you know there's like this elation thing that comes after you promote, and you think like it's just gonna keep going. Like you think you're like, I just went emerald, next month I'm gonna go diamond, I'm gonna be presidential by the end of the year. And like that's just not how it happened for me. And so at the end of October of 2016, I really just had to make a choice. And I was making, you know, I had been making like $900 a month. Now I was making like $200 a month. And I literally just had to sit down and I was like, well, I'm literally either going to quit right now or I'm going to go diamond. And like, those were the two options that I gave myself. And I went to the first distributor I had ever signed. She was one of my rubies when I went emerald. And I went to her and I said, like, do you want to go emerald and diamond? And she was like, yeah. And so we just buckled down. I got over myself. I started adding again. I started messaging again. And I remember literally sitting down and having a talk with myself about enrolling distributors, because I think that was my biggest mental block, was like, I'm not good at signing distributors. I don't have a story. Nobody has $99. Like, I would tell myself all of these things. And I signed 25 distributors my entire first year. So then I sat down, I had a talk with myself. I was like, I'm going diamond. I don't give a crap. I decided to go to conference. I was making $200 paychecks at the time, guys. I should not have gone to conference in 2017, but I decided to, and I went, and I started mass enrolling distributors, and I went to conference, and in March of 2017, I did it. I went diamond. I earned a $10,000 bonus. And I like, am not joking when I say, when I saw that first paycheck with that comma in it, that $1,800 paycheck, I literally dropped to the floor, because I recognized the direct correlation between like doing the work and like promoting, you know what I mean? For some reason, I don't know why it didn't click when I was like going ruby and going emerald, that like it was a direct correlation of my action. And so then I stopped taking action and my paychecks went down. Like, there's a literal, like, I don't know, it just clicked. And so then it wasn't necessarily that I went through the mud. It was just a transitionary period. We moved home, like back to our hometown. And so then it took me a year to go double again. And that was the year of just, I wouldn't say I went through the mud, but I would just say like growth, learning about leadership. Kayla knows, like, when you go diamond, you get added like to the diamonds page, and then it's like a whole new world of like, you get to be on Zooms with Jade, and there's these exclusive trainings, and so all of a sudden I was like learning all of these new things and things that I didn't know before, and things about being a leader. Like, I think up until I went diamond, I literally thought being a leader was like having a chat and like tagging people and stuff. Like, I didn't realize
No.
that being a leader meant like empowering people, like talking them through their fears and leading from the front and literally showing them, teaching them. And that was one of the things that Jade Hooper said to me, and I will never ever forget it. It's like one of the key things I've learned about leadership is that being a good leader, being a successful leader, is literally just, you need to be a really, really, really good distributor. Like, enrollments on point, and then you need to teach your team how to do the same thing. And that's it. That's all that it is that you need to enroll as much as you can and be as good at enrolling as you can. And then you need to turn around and teach your team how to do the same thing. And so I went from enrolling 25 distributors my first month, guys, to enrolling over 100 distributors in 2017. And I'm already at 70 something this year, and it's June. So
yeah, you just completed your steps to success to a fourth time as of yesterday.
So I've enrolled 16 customers and 12 distributors so far this month, and it's the 13th. So I went double I promoted my husband to emerald in February, and then I promoted to double in March. And it's just been, I mean, gosh, talk about rocking my socks off. I thought that $1,800 paycheck was good. Let's talk about a $6,000 paycheck and like what happened in my brain when I saw it in my e-suite and in my bank account. It's just been the biggest blessing, and I've just learned so much, so much. But I think at the end of the day, I kind of already shared with you a little bit, which is just that you will never get less results from taking more action in this business. The more I worked, the more money I made. The harder I worked, the more I sacrificed, the more hours I put in, the more messages I sent, the more time I spent separating myself from people who didn't make me feel good, the better it all got and continues to get in my business. But that's pretty much my story. And then going triple, whoop, whoop. And Jade Hooper decided I'm actually going presidential this year. I literally didn't decide it. I posted about going triple and she took my picture and was like, you spelled it wrong, and she put presidential over it. And I was like, thanks, Jade, it's fine, I'm fine, it's good. So I'm going presidential this year and ambassador 2019. That's my plan.
Yeah. Okay. So now, do you use Instagram or Facebook?
This is like such a funny question because I totally go back and forth. So when I got started, kind of like I said, I only had like 50, like legit like 50 followers on my Instagram. So obviously I had some work to do. And so I mostly used Facebook in the beginning. Back when I got started in 2015, there was like a very serious like rule that like went around. It might have been like Alyssa Billy's training or something that was like, don't post about it works until you have more than 1,500 followers on your Instagram. And so I didn't pretty much work my Instagram until I hit 1,500 followers. But honestly, like I was adding people, like I told you, every single day. So I think it only took me like a month and a half to get to that point.
And how many accounts do you have now?
I only have 2.
Okay. And my other question is, how long did it take to build that? You have a lot of followers, right?
I have 11.2K followers on my main account. And I've been sitting between 11 and 11.3 now for like 3 months, because I'm public now. So gaining followers on public is very difficult just because people feel like they can just like check in when they want. They don't have to actually follow you. Super annoying. But I did though. I went from, 50 followers to 11,000 followers in 2 years. And that is literally, I didn't even have Captivate, I didn't start using Captivate until 6 months ago either. So that was literally just me adding people every single chance I got, as much as I could. To answer your question, like I did much more on Facebook until I hit that point, and then I kind of switched back and forth. So like I kind of worked my Facebook until I could work my Instagram, and then I worked my Instagram until I kind of felt like it was not drying up, but all of a sudden I had like literally 5,000 friends on Facebook because I was still adding on there too. And like that's the cap that you can hit. And so in September or maybe the end of August this last year, I printed my Facebook friends list and I messaged every single person on my friends list between August and the end of October. 5,000 people. And let me tell you, that definitely cleared out my list. A lot of people unfriended me, which is totally fine because it was room for more. So I've definitely gone back and forth. And I feel like if that's where you're sitting right now, like if you feel like, gosh, I do Facebook, but like nothing's happening, try Instagram. Like you don't have to do like, or maybe you've been doing Instagram this whole time and now you feel like your Instagram is like kind of giving you blah results. Like start using Facebook more then. Like you don't have to only do one thing. I just recommend messaging on one. Does that make, like you should always be posting on both, adding on both, following up on both, but sending brand new messages. Like right now I'm on an Instagram kick where I send as many messages on Instagram every day as I possibly can. I pretty much don't do any new messaging on Facebook.
That's what I do though. I actually go back and forth between kind of where I've exhausted each one and then I'll give it a break. And I find that either way, like I'll just get enrollments still. It's just coming maybe from my posting versus like wherever I'm doing the messaging.
Yeah, totally.
Now, for you, what does a promoting month look like versus a non-promoting?
Madness. No, I'm just joking. So people ask me this a lot. So when I went, I think I told this to you, Kayla, after I went double. If you had asked me on the 25th of March if I was going double, I probably would have straight up said, like, no, I'm not going double this month. I'm going in April. And, like, I can't really explain it except for that on the 25th when all the orders went through, I literally needed, like, 4,000 volume. And I was like, what? Like, no, like when I promoted to Diamond, I went Diamond on the 25th when all the orders went through. Like, you know what I mean? And so I wasn't used to that, like, end of the month, like, thing. And so, but what I want you all to know is that I didn't stop working. Like, it's not like I literally was just like, oh, I'll go next month. And I recognized that the seeds that I was going to be planting in those days, in the next week, the next 6 days, that was going to add up to me going double in April. So I was still messaging my butt off. I was following up. I'm pretty sure we had like BOGO wraps or something that week. And so I was talking about the wraps. I was going live. And so I was getting a few more customers, whatever. At the end of the month, I always do what I call a boom challenge with my team, which is something that's super fun. I usually start it on the 25th. And we basically, for every enrollment, they say boom, boom 1, boom 2, boom 3. When we hit 5 booms, I usually give away like $5 cash. You can do it right in like the Facebook app. If you can't do that, you can always do like every 5 boom, like every boom is an entry and there's like some like product giveaway or something. Like you can do whatever works for you, but I think my team will agree that it gets everyone pumped up because it's like, boom, you go girl, boom 2. Oh my gosh, only 3 more for a prize. Like, and sometimes I'll do like, if we hit a certain number of booms, like if we hit 50 booms before the end of the month, then I'll do like an even bigger giveaway. And so we were doing that. We were doing the boom challenge. And then all of a sudden I woke up. It was the 29th, or it was the 30th. It was the morning of the 30th. I woke up and I needed like 900 volume. And I was like, and then Shay Knox had gone double. Guerrero had gone double. And Laura had gone double. And I was literally just like looking at them and I was like, I'm not going to get left behind. Like, I'm not going to get left behind. Like, I am not going to be the only one that doesn't go freaking double this month. I need 900 volumes. So I wouldn't say that the entire month was like this, but it was a Friday, Saturday. So I woke up literally at like 6 a.m. on Friday and like 5 a.m. on Saturday. And I just didn't move. Like, anyone who knows me knows that when I'm promoting, I sit on the floor. Tyler always knows when it's getting real, when I'm like sitting on the floor in my living room with like my phone and my iPad like propped up on my whatever. And so I spent all day Friday. I followed up with every single human being I had ever talked to with a cleanse follow-up, with a results picture attached. And I signed 7 cleanse customers in a matter of like 3 hours. I signed a Target trio. I signed a greens, I think. And then I woke up the next morning and I was doing it again. But my team was also enrolling during this time is what I want y'all to know. So I have a girl under me who was already diamond. She just needed to maintain with volume. And she was like 200 of the 900 volume that I needed. And so like it was her whole team. Every time somebody from her team enrolled, I was like, yes, like I'm gonna go double. And so, but I didn't. I hardly moved from my one spot. I was glued to my phone. I woke up Saturday morning. I had a full-blown panic attack in my kitchen. I popped a couple of Confianza and I needed like 400 volume. And I was like, I'm going to do this by like 5 o'clock. Like, no joke. I was like, I'm getting this done. And so I just, I didn't move. I was messaging new people. I was doing host to posts. I was messaging new people on Instagram. I was doing host to posts on Facebook. I was following up like crazy. And I was just telling myself over and over again, I'm going double. And then, by like 5 o'clock, it said it in my e-suite. It was nuts.
Do you run your husband's and your business?
So let me tell y'all something about running 2 businesses. Okay. So when you very, very first get started, you think this is so easy. I'll just move 400 volume under him and then I'll just have someone else at 400 and then I go executive. That's the easy part. Okay. The hard part was when I signed my next distributor and I decided to put it under him so that he could be my executive for Ruby. And that was literally like like one of the biggest mistakes in my business. Like I wish that to this day that he was still just a 400 box that I needed to fill when I was going for a promotion, because I was building under him, and now he literally has like 2 legs and more distributors under him than I could count. And luckily, like I do have these 2 leaders under him now that I mean, I have some people on here, so I'm not gonna like tell you guys my whole chart, but like it is hard. It is hard to run his business. And for a very, very long time, I was like, why isn't this working? Why am I not promoting? And it was like, oh, it's because there's no freaking leadership there. Like I'm just sticking these people under him and thinking I can do it all by myself. And so honestly, I went to the Diamonds and Above retreat in 2017 at Morgan Griffin's house, and Jade literally looked at me and she was like, you need to throw away your husband's chart and you need to pull up someone who's under him. And so I did that, and then like a girl kind of came back into her business. So the only reason that Tyler promoted in February is because we got to the end of the month and he literally only needed like 350 volume in his top line boxes. And there was a $5,000 bonus on the line. Sir, I was like, I'm not gonna not do this, even though I know I kind of shouldn't. So I just don't place distributors under him. I place them under the girls under him now. The answer to the question is it's very difficult, and 1 out of 10 would not recommend.
Who are your current role models and like mentors? Like who do you look up to when your mindset is kind of wishy-washy? Because I feel like that's what this business is. It's 90% mindset.
Yeah. I mean, this is probably going to sound, I don't care how it sounds. I try really, really hard not to compare myself to anyone except myself. So like, I'm best friends with a lot of amazing people in this business, guys, and I feel blessed every day that I get to wake up and I have their phone numbers in my phone, and Allie Frazier is a phone call away and Laura Floyd is a phone call away, and I never thought like that I would have friends like that in this business. But at the end of the day, I could get real caught up in how everyone else's businesses are going. So honestly, dude, I just think back to the times that I've promoted and I've made it happen for myself, sitting on the beach on my honeymoon, earning a $2,000 bonus. At the end of March, when I sat down in my living room and told myself I wasn't moving until I enrolled 8 customers, like I inspire myself because I've done it before. So I really do I look up to Jade, obviously. I think that she's incredible. I think that she's so wise. I think that she's so real. And I love that she's real. And I love that she's like in baggy pajama pants with a baby on her boob and still just like so successful. I'm like obsessed with Ashley Sinclair. I don't know if y'all know who she is, but she's an ambassador and she's so funny and so real also. Rachel Jones, her. These are all people who like, I can definitely go to their Facebook and find inspiration, but it depends on my kind of mindset, because also sometimes I get so anxious and so down on myself that looking at successful people doesn't actually make me feel better, right? Like you get into that mindset where you're like, well, that's fine because they're amazing and I just suck and I can't do anything right. Like you have to be really just gentle with yourself. Like there are days when I feel crappy and I kind of just let myself feel crappy. I feel like there's so much, that sounds backwards, but like I feel like there's just all of this pressure to be at 10 out of 10 all the time in this business, right? Like that's the idea, is that like when I feel good, then I'll do good and my business will be good and then my paychecks will be good. And so then when you have a day when you're like a 3 out of 10, you're like, well, I just can't work my business because I don't feel good and I'm only a 3 out of 10 today. No, dude, like we all have bad days. So you become successful when you work your business the same amount when you're at a 3 out of 10 as you do when you're a 10 out of 10 in terms of action that you're taking. Like when I feel like a 10 out of 10, maybe I send 400 messages, maybe I make 3 bomb posts, maybe I go live and preach about, this and that, maybe I do a Zoom for my team. When I'm a 3 out of 10, I probably send like 100 messages and post a couple times and add in my Instagram story. And like, maybe I cry in bed for an hour and then I like do laundry. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't I don't put conditions on working my business. It's not like I'm in a funk, so I can't work my business. Because then you lose that momentum, you lose that consistency, and guess what? You are not going to feel like a 10 out of 10 every day of the month. You're just not. We're humans. And as somebody who genuinely has struggled with anxiety, with depression, with tragedy, with like emergent, like all of these things that have happened in the past 60 days, I just have to tell you, like, stop waiting to feel like a rock star to work your business. That's it. I am not a rock star. I am at like a 4 out of 10, 99% of the time. But I still send my messages. I still put up at least a couple of posts a day. I'm still running my Captivate. I'm still answering questions in my team chat, even if that's the only thing that I do that day. You guys get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
I do. Probably it's like my last question. Number one, like, game changer or aha moment thus far?
There's many.
I know.
So I'll give you like a couple. We'll see where this goes. I tend to like lead off on myself, but this weekend Pam Souter was on FaceTime with us at the VIP retreat, which is crazy. I cannot wait until I just like have Pam Souter on speed dial. So good. She said it's not about taking people with you. And I think that's something that is so easy to get like caught up in, right? This idea of like, well, I don't have anyone under me to go executive, so how can I possibly go Ruby? I don't have anyone under me to go Emerald, so how can I possibly go Diamond? And so then you just don't work and you just don't do it because you think that you can't. When the fact of the matter is you should just be filling the chart. You should just be filling the chart. If you want to go Diamond, you just need to print a Diamond chart and just fill the boxes with names until somebody sticks. And if that means that every single month you're erasing the person that you put in that Emerald box and moving somebody up and doing it, that is how you promote. You don't promote because all of a sudden you have this team and you're super close. You promote because you said, I'm going to blank. And so I've been doing that with Triple. Okay, because for those of you who don't maybe know like what it looks like once you get higher up, like diamond is, or I should say it this way, an emerald is 2 rubies, and then a diamond is an emerald and a ruby, and then a double is a diamond and an emerald. Well, then you take the jump to triple, and it's literally a double and 2 diamonds. So all of a sudden you need like a 3rd strong leg. And it was shocking to me. I was like, you mean I can't just use my husband and Danielle like I have been for the past 2.5 years of my business? Like, I need to build more leadership. Like, I didn't have anyone, guys. I didn't have anybody, but I had a girl that I had put, and there was the $10 deal, and she quit, and I went into this graveyard of like 25 distributors, and I found one that was posting occasionally, and I sent her a voice message, and I said, hey, I know you haven't been all in with this business, but I'm looking for someone to go Diamond. What would a $2,000 a month paycheck do for your family? And she told me, and I said, okay, well, like, I'm probably going to be up your butt every single day, but like, if you want to go, we can go. And she was like, yeah, okay. And she's grown every single day. She's been totally coachable. I got very, very lucky. And so we've been building, and she went Ruby last month. So it's not about taking people with you. It's about going with people who want to go. So you have to ask, like, that's my aha moment, is like, it's not just like, oh, I signed her up, so she's going to be the executive for my Ruby. Like, you know, like, don't put the first person that you sign in the executive box, put them in a 400 box. Sign 5 or 6 people and then decide who's going to be the executive. You know what I mean? Like, based on enroll, and this was an aha moment from Laura Floyd this weekend. She said, work with who's enrolling. Anyone can work this business. Not everyone enrolls. And you know who's serious, who's in the right frame of mind, and who's working the hardest by who you can see it in your e-suite. You can see it in your freaking downline orders. who's enrolling, you know? So that was big for me, was like, stop waiting until you have the people to do your promotion. Like, you just gotta, and that's the other thing Pam said. She goes, for anyone who's sitting there and wants to go triple, I mean, just go. Okay, Pam. We'll just go. Just go triple. No big deal. And then, I kind of just said it, and I feel like I'm a different kind of leader because of this, but it's not about balance. It's just about feeling good. Okay. And what I mean by that is that the things that I do in this business don't always feel good. Okay. I personally actually despise messaging, but I know that it is a key component of my business, is to reach out to new people on a daily basis. So I don't feel quote unquote good when I'm sending 300 messages in a day. Okay. It actually makes me feel kind of crappy and kind of drained. So I send 100 messages and then I take my dog to the park and I leave my phone at home. I send 100 messages and then I clean my house or get in the shower and then do my makeup, because that's like one of my things that makes me like feel good, you know? So do whatever you need to do in your business, but do the things that make you feel good too. Because when you feel good, you will do better in your business. Your posts will be happier. Your live videos will be happier. How you're talking to people, how you're talking to your team. And then I guess that's my next one. So take care of yourself. I'm not saying I'm taking care of myself, so I'm not going to message all day and I'm going to lay on the couch and watch Gossip Girl for 6 hours because that's what makes me feel good. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is push yourself. Because you know what feels good? A $6,000 paycheck. Feels good, okay? But you won't get there without the work. And you just have to find the little things that make you feel good in your business. And then that's my other thing. Love your team. Love them. And I'm not talking tough love. I'm talking love. I'm talking, girlfriend, I see you. I see you. I feel you. I'm sorry for what you're going through. And I love you right where you are. And I believe in you. And I empower you. That's like my favorite freaking word this year, is I empower you. You are empowered to do whatever you need to do to make the money that your family needs right now, right this second. We make unlimited $99 bonuses, y'all. I did not even understand the power of the Fast Start bonus until a few months ago. And now my goal is to make between $300 and $500 a week on top of my double diamond paycheck. Because I can. Because you can too. Because what would an extra $300 a week do for your family? It's 3 distributors and helping them get their customers. You know what I mean? Like, and if you're listening to me say that and you're like, easy for you to say, you mass enroll distributors. You can mass enroll distributors too. I literally just had to sit down with myself and tell myself that I could. I didn't think that I could. I thought that I was bad at it. I thought I didn't have a story. I thought I wasn't inspiring enough. I literally, at one point, Kayla, I was literally like, I'm not a mom, so I can't inspire people, so I can't enroll distributors.
Oh my God, that's like the exact opposite for moms. We all are we can't relate to anybody else because we're just the mom.
So what do you think, like, the secret is? The secret is that anyone can enroll distributors.
You just gotta move.
As long as you are vulnerably you and telling your story on a daily basis, not copy and pasting, it's only $99 to join my team. Like, legitimately posting about your life and what this business is doing for you / going to do for you, you can sign distributors too. And you can make $300 a week in Fast Start bonuses if you really want to. That's my other aha moment. Yep, just love your team. Love them hard.
That was actually an aha moment for me when I went to conference for the same reason, and to love them where they're at. So like, anybody who's dragging, don't keep trying to pick up their slack and focusing on the people who aren't working. Just link arms with the ones that are. And keep going.
But it doesn't mean, I think this is the other like disconnect kind of, is like let's say you have a girl under you and then she has a girl under her. Okay. So you signed up Kayla, and then Kayla signed up Amy. So Amy's killing it. Amy's like enrolling. She's like doing so good. She's like on every single freaking Zoom. And so you're like, I'm going to work with Amy. And so you just like leave Kay, and so you just like don't even talk to Kayla anymore. Hi, you can talk to both of them. How many freaking people do you even have on your team? Like, you can message both of them and ask them how they are and if they need anything today. Regardless. And so even though, like I just told you guys, like even though it is about like working with who's working and enrolling with who's enrolling and pushing with who's willing to be on Zoom with you until 1:00 in the morning, that is what it's about. But that doesn't mean that you're not there for the other people too. They don't have to get kicked out of your team chat. You don't have to never check in on them again. Like, I feel like there's just a disconnect. Like, as soon as you decide to work with somebody under somebody else, you like throw away their chart. It's like, no, you just have 2 charts. Like, who cares if you have multiple charts? Like, one of the best things about this business is the fact that you can't, like, everyone can be successful. It doesn't have to, you don't have to pick and choose like who's gonna be like, I hope that made sense, but you just have to like just have your heart open enough for all. Like, it
just
makes
love
it
more.
love more. Exactly. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten my heart broken in this business. I've had people who they do kill it. They enroll, they're on every Zoom. I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be a diamond, it's gonna be so good. And then like they quit and now her account is canceled out. And like that blows. Like, and I you know, I could look back on all those hours we spent on the phone and the distributors that I placed under her, or I can just be really grateful that she brought in the girl who is going to be my third leg and is going to be a diamond. Like, it's all for a reason. And I don't know, your heart is either going to be hard and cold or broken. You get 2 choices, and I would rather have it be broken, because I have also met some of the most incredible women who I consider my best friends in this business. And if I hadn't opened my heart to them, then I wouldn't know them the way that I do.
I love that. And I think that's so. In your upline, I guess, did she quit, or did you have somebody?
She's around. She's a diamond, and then the lady above her is a double. They're just like not as red as I am. They don't go live in Black Diamond Boot Camp. Actually, I think Bailey has, but and then I'm under Morgan Griffin is my ambassador.
Love her.
She's the best. Yeah. I'm just like always been like, I mean, I told you guys at the beginning, I'm the oldest of 4 kids. I was on the speech and debate team. I did theater in high school. Like, I've just always been one of those extroverted introvert kinds of people where like I do just take, like, if you're sitting in a circle and no one's taking the lead, like, it will be me. It will be me. I won't even mean for it to happen. I'll just be like, okay, I guess I'm in charge now. Everybody move this way. Anybody who I met at conference, did you see me move the entire team hoopers so that we could take a picture? Because I literally moved a crowd of people. Like, I was like, hey, move. Like, that's just who I am. And so I think that my enroller is amazing, and I think that her enroller is amazing, but they just lead a little differently than I do. I don't know.
Do you guys do things together? So like my upline, like the person who enrolled me is a triple diamond leader, and she pretty much incorporates like everyone. So like we have a boom challenge going all the time. Do you have something like that, or how do you set up your groups like for your team?
So, I mean, I have all my own stuff now just because I actually have a very large team for only being a double. Like if you look at my e-suite, it says there's like 400 some distributors in my downline. I think we have like 150. I think we have like just over 100 people in my group chat. So it actually got to the point where I couldn't be in a group chat with, like, we wouldn't all fit in one group chat. And so I kind of split off into my own. And at that point, like, it's, you know, I have myself and then I have my diamond. And so we kind of do everything together. We're in Morgan's team page. I do have a team page, but honestly, like, I really just use it to get everyone started. And then as soon as somebody gets their first 4 customers, I'm adding them to Morgan's page, to Jade's page. And it's like a place for me to do my giveaways and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
but yeah, I pretty much, I mean, I didn't have my own page until I went double, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So we did have a team page too.
Oh no, you froze. Please tell me it's not me. My internet is terrible.
No, it was literally my iPad decided it was done.
Oh,
it was not
there we
anything you did. Now I'm just on here twice. Don't mind me. All of a sudden, my iPad just did like the spinning wheel thing. I was like, okay, like, are we done? Like, what is happening here?
I live in the middle of nowhere, and most of my Zooms, like most of my trainings, usually either are blurry, I can't get them to record, I can't get on 2 devices, something happens, I lose people.
That's it.
Now does anybody else, I guess, who's on have questions that maybe I didn't go through that you wanted to know? Thanks for me.
Oh my gosh. Anytime at all.
You know what though? Can I just be honest with you? The month that you went double, I specifically remember you in the diamond chat being like, yo, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I really want to go double. And it was like in the middle of the month, and you were asking for like tips on like, do I just follow up? I'm doing it, and it just kept coming. It was happening.
I mean, it's like every other thing that's ever happened to me in this business. It's like this, guys. You just learn to get better at riding the waves. There was like 27 different days in March where I was like, I don't think I can do this. And then the next day I'd be like, I'm doing it. And the next day I'd be like, but I don't know. I'm so far. I don't know if I can. And the next day I was like, Hope, shut up. Just send your messages. You're going. Like, and that's how it always, it's not ever any different for me. Yesterday I got home, my husband picked me up from the airport, and I was like going. I was like telling him, I was like, I'm just going to go home and print out an ambassador chart. I don't even care. I'm just going to put it up on my wall. I'm just going to fill it out over and over again until something like, and then I woke up this morning, I did my projections for triple and literally wanted to like throw up. And I was like, okay, so I guess I'm not going to print out an ambassador chart quite yet. We're going to start with triple. We're going to see how it goes. But that's, you know, guys, I mean, that just comes back to what I told you guys, which is just that, like, embrace it. Embrace it. You are never going to feel good all the time. You are never going to feel like a rock star all the time. I know that I am not the only diamond above that would tell you that half the time I still feel like I have no freaking clue what I'm doing. I just do what I know how to do as much as I can make myself possibly do it. And I have a daily 6 list, which is like a non-negotiable. 6 things. I will never not do 6 things. Okay. I will show you. Hold on. I made like a word swag thing. Run my Captivate. Check in with my team. Post twice a day. Follow up from yesterday. 1 hour of personal development. Message 100 people. And actually this summer I made a new one that's messaging 200 people. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but I do it most days. I think there was one day so far this month that I've done like 150 instead of 200, but that's
now,
it though.
Are those new and follow-ups?
I kind of just, oh God, it's so, Instagram, I just get so loosey-goosey. I'm like, I don't know where to message from today. Sometimes I message from the people who watch my story. Sometimes I just go into my followers and just like scroll for like 3 minutes and then just like pick somewhere and just start unsending and resending. But lately my go-to has been, this is like a tip, go to your Instagram, go to your followers, and then there's a search bar, and I type in the letter A, and I just message down. And then tomorrow I'll do B, next day I'll do C, until I get all the way through the alphabet. And then like, it just depends on if you want to go back through, or like, I used to message the people who liked my posts, and then I realized that people are smart. and they realized that if they liked my posts, I would message them, and so all my likes were crap. But this week in Florida, I got my very first picture with over 600 likes.
Oh my God.
And I was like dying. I was like, oh my God, I did it. Like, I was so pumped. So if y'all haven't watched Vanessa Theus's training on attraction marketing, you're going to want to go do that right now, because it's a thing.
It is a thing.
It's like for real though. As soon as I started doing, like, there's a lot of people who are like, I'm just going to do it how I've been doing it. I'm like, okay, well, you have fun with that, because I have 3 people a day message me and ask what I do. So thanks. There's just a difference between using attraction marketing and being like, I only use attraction marketing, and using attraction marketing with messaging. It's like a win-win.
Yep. You're literally doing both. You're doing both. That brings,
like, what, people are like, how do you do both? I'm like, you just do both. Like, I just only post twice a day. I pretty much only post pictures that I take. They're always pictures of, literally, I try to have either a human being or an animal in every single picture, because those are what people want to see. Very, very occasionally I'll do, like, I think yesterday I posted one of, like, the keto energy, like, by a pool. But I pretty much don't do product posts unless I'm talking about myself using the products also. Like, I'm never just going to be like, try our greens because they have this many fruits and vegetables. Like, it's going to be a picture of me holding my greens, and then, like, the first line might be like, sipping on 50 plus fruits and veggies today, and then it's like a life post. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, instead of being like, oh, and it's a detox and it has this and that. Here's the deal, guys, and I hope that you will take this super seriously. The more mysterious you make yourself, the more people will be interested. So when you go onto your profile and you're like, these are greens, this is what it is, this is how much it is, this is where you can get them, text me for my discount. They don't have any questions, because they know what it is, they know how it works, they know how much it is, they know that they can text you. But if you're like, sipping what has helped over 50 of my friends lose at least 10 pounds in the last 6 months, gonna have a great day today, people are gonna be like, what are you drinking that made at least 50 of your friends lose 10 pounds in the last 6 months? What are you drinking? And then you go into that conversation. Oh my gosh, it's my greens. They're so amazing, yada, yada. So just less is more. And I know that feels counterintuitive, but it's just like, make them ask the question. What is it? What are you doing? What is that? I never say keto coffee. I say skinny coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Sipping on my skinny coffee. What is skinny coffee?
Yep.
You drink coffee that makes you skinny? People like love it. And then you can tell them about it.
Do you use voice chat a lot?
I do as much as I possibly can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm waiting patiently for them to make a voice message feature on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I do it in text a lot too. That's my other, if you have never followed up with a voice message in your text messages, you should go do that this week. Hey girl, I'm sorry, I'm running out the door. I'm super busy today, but if you have a couple of minutes, I wanted to get your order in. I know how interested you were in the greens. Let me know. That's your follow-up. And they hear your voice, and they hear that you're like
doing
excited
something.
And like busy. Yeah. I've also sent potential distributor follow-ups. Hey girl, I know for one reason or another it just has not been the right time for you to start your business, and I totally understand, because there was 101 reasons why I should not have started this business when I did, but I have to ask, like, is there one reason in your life that means more than anything else to why you could use an extra income? You guys hear that? The inflection of my voice, and I'm just like, hey, I have one more spot on my team, like a text. I have one more spot on my team today. Are you interested?
Now, do you get everybody's phone number on Instagram?
I do. It makes it a little more complicated, because I do actually have to go back and follow up in Instagram. But yeah. I send an initial message, they respond, and then I send another message with what it is. So like if I'm messaging for customers and they respond, I give them my little like, so first tell me some things you would be interested in, like blah, 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 blah. And then if they respond to that, then I get their phone number.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they've now said yes and told me specifically what products they would be interested in. So, and the same thing with potential distributors. So like if I message somebody for being a distributor and they're like, yeah, that sounds cool, then I have a little blurb. I think it just says like, I work from home in my phone. I'm with a health and wellness company and I'm obsessed with our products. I've learned how to do everything without feeling pushy or salesy, just sharing and loving my life. Can we talk more and see if it's a good fit? And then if they say yes to that, then I get their phone number. And I feel like that second message is important because I feel like if I was just getting phone numbers, like when I used to just get, like, I would send them a message, they would respond, I would get their phone number. Sometimes they would literally not even be interested. And I think that sometimes we're so scared of people not being interested, but like get over it because there's always going to be people who are not interested. And I would rather just not have them in my phone so that I don't have to spend that like more time like following up with them.
Mm-hmm. I think that's, yeah, a good point.
And it makes them go back and forth with me twice also. So that if I do text them and they're like, F off, I'm like, hi, you had to message me twice and give me your phone number for me to be able to text you, sir. Just saying.
Be nice.
It's like my own peace of mind about it, you know? So I was talking with my diamonds today and she was saying like, I hate when they announce deals on Sunday because then I feel like I have to follow up on Monday, but like I just followed up on Friday. And like, I just literally told her like, I'm like, some people would probably call me reckless with my follow-ups on in my text messages. But the way I see it is like at one point you literally texted me or gave me your phone number. So I'll text you as many times a week as I want, as long as you haven't told me no thank you. I'll message you every single day if I want to until you tell me to F off. But until then, like you told me you're interested and you gave me your phone number.
Yep.
And also, I don't know if this is just me, but I get super salty because it's like, did your mama teach you to ignore people? Because that is rude.
I think that's so good. Allie actually did a post not that long ago about people being on left on like red. You know what I mean? Just give me the common courtesy to say no thank you or just something. Be honest.
Well, and then if they don't, like they're just gonna get a text from me like twice a week.
Yep.
You know what? That's my Danny was like, she's like, I just feel like I feel bad. I don't feel bad. You haven't responded to me in 8 months and I was gonna say asshole for recording, but I just said it anyways. Like you know what I mean? Like you haven't responded to me in 8 months, but like I'm rude for messaging you. I don't think so. This is my job. This is literally what makes me a professional at my job, is the fact that I follow up.
And that's the thing. Do you know how many girls in other direct sales have come to me and been like, hey, would you like this, this, and this? And then I never hear from them again when payday is around and I don't remember who to talk to. I literally
give them a date. When unique girls message me, I'm like, hit me up on the 15th. It's when I get paid. I have never had one message me on the 15th.
Because people get scared or they're just sloppy. They don't write them down. I don't.
It's literally what separates you from. This is my book recommendation for every single person on this Zoom is Go Pro: 7 Steps to Becoming a Network Marketing Professional by Eric Worre, Worre. It's very technical and it's very old school. So you can't use every single thing in the book to this business and the way that we work it specifically. But so much of it is so good. And that was like one of the things that that's one of the things he talked about was like, are you an amateur or are you a professional? Because if you're an amateur, you will get paid like you're an amateur. If you're a professional, you will get paid like you're a professional. And that was one of the number one things that he talked about was like, if you don't follow up, if you're not consistent, if you're not, excited, like we've all seen those girls on Facebook who are like, buy my leggings. And then their very next post is like, F my baby daddy, blah, blah, blah. Like I can't believe you suck, get the F out of my, like, I am sorry. What? You think I'm going to buy some leggings from somebody who 20 minutes later made a status like that? Like, no, you guys, like, you have to become a higher level of self, at least on your Facebook. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a higher level of self 24/7, but like, if you're going to use your Facebook to advertise your business, why would somebody buy greens from somebody who the very next post is like swearing up and down and like calling people out and like has hella drama? Like, oh, thank you.
You don't want to support that. Okay, so now that popped a question. With you completing your steps to success 4 times, are those like long-term follow-ups, or were those like new messages?
I mean, a lot. It's both. Everyone always asks me this question. It's literally just it's both. It's a combination. Some of these people, one of the distributors that I signed up, I've been following up with since November. One of them messaged me opportunity last week and signed up yesterday. Like, you know, it's if you want to be a mass enroller, you have to do everything. You're not a mass enroller because you only send new messages, or because you're a mass enroller because you're sending new messages, you're making live posts, you're adding new people, you're doing personal, like, it's the cycle. It's the cycle. I'm getting people on the spot, and I'm getting people who I talked to for the first time 6 months ago. I'm getting people to text me because of my attraction marketing, and I'm reaching out to 200 people a day. It's everything. Being a mass enroller is doing a lot of everything that you can possibly do in this business, except for in person, because I have a really hard time with that, but I'm trying to be better.
I'm so socially awkward. I met somebody today that knew me from Facebook, and I met her in person and kind of was like, I am so sorry. I have no idea who you are. I just know you by your profile picture. Oh God, and it's scary and yada, but social media is my jam. My internet connection is unstable. Okay. Does anybody else have anything? I think I'm good. I've got like a ton of notes, and I'm just, like I said, I'm so thankful that you did this for me.
Yeah.
And I know that my team appreciates it.
Literally anytime. I just encourage you guys to make your own 6 list and do it no matter what you feel like every single day. And you'll hit whatever rank you want, not because you're close, but because you get closer every day. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jamie. All right, guys. I will end this, and I will upload it, and I will get you the recording as soon as I can.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.